joining us on the phone line is Mr. Ravi Jhunjhunwala. He is Chairman and Managing Director at HEG. I presume you're traveling, Mr. Jhunjhunwala, so really appreciate you taking this time off and talking to us for the next 5 minutes. Thanks for doing so.
Thank you.
What about how business is shaping up? Because your Q3 and the numbers that I saw that released recently were fairly robust.
So we expect this to continue. I mean, we know the half of this quarter has already passed by, and we are seeing a fairly strong demand. We are still looking at strong pricing. So the current quarter looks surely better than what we did in the third one.
Wow. I mean, so does it look good only in terms of volumes, or because of that volumes, there is a natural trickle down to the operating level as well? The only reason I ask this, Mr. Jhunjhunwala, is that operationally, and maybe because of a subdued previous year, your operational metrics are just looking magnified. I mean, is there scope for improvement here?
No, there is no substantial volume growth to answer your question directly. I mean, it's a combination of volume and price. It's mainly price rather than the volume.
Okay. And so having said that, does it therefore, even if a price increase, does it augment your operational picture more than what it is right now? I mean, Q3 was about 66%, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it would be higher than that.
Wow. Okay. So you're painting a fairly rosy picture as well. The last time that I spoke to you, Mr. Jhunjhunwala, we spoke very briefly about what your expansion plans could have been. Now, can you throw some color thereof? I mean, are there any other expansion plans on the anvil that you have?
You see, obviously, we're given the strong market, and we believe that this current situation on the graphite market worldwide is likely to stay for some time, because it's an issue of consolidation, it's an issue of technology, and it will not be an exaggeration to say that ever since we came in this business, and that was way back 42 years ago in 1976, there has been no new company, or let's say there's no new player which has emerged in this business worldwide. So the entry barriers are rather strong, and it's a basic question of technology. So when the markets are robust, the only people who could expand would be the current four or five players, and there are just about 5 players in the world, including 2 of us in India. And again, in the last about 22 years, every incremental ton of demand which was generated for electrodes anywhere in the world has been 100% captured by the 2 Indian companies. So that is just giving you a background and the flavor of where the Indian industry on the electrode is. And from a small capacity of about 30,000 tons between us and Graphite India, currently we stand at about 160,000 tons. So this additional 130,000 tons that the 2 companies have created in India is more or less equal to the incremental demand of the world. And as you know, I mean, between the 2 Indian companies, we export about 2/3 of our total production. So there is basically no logic. I mean, again, coming back to your question of export duty, we are exporting 2/3 of our exports production for the last 20-25 years. And the rest 1/3 is the total demand of this country. So what is anybody going to achieve by putting an export duty? We cannot sell more than 1/3, which is the 100% demand in this country. So obviously, if we have a spare capacity, which we have created over the last 30 years, has to be exported.
No, so, okay. So there are 2 questions rolled into one, Mr. Jhunjhunwala. Final question, really. One, do your capacity utilization levels allow you to increase production if there is a dearth of graphite electrodes in the country? Because I heard you mention that for now, you are satisfying all the demand that is there in the country, and therefore there is no sense of putting in any kind of export duty in order to enable the local industry to get graphite electrodes. There is no shortage, you are saying?
Yeah, there is absolutely no shortage. I mean, as I said, the total demand in this country is more or less equal to 1/3 of our production. So there is the extra 2/3 which is available
which you are
to be sold in the Indian market. So there was a requirement.
Right. But if there was a spurt in demand, there is enough capacity utilization for both you and graphite. I'm just asking if you know about them as well, to increase the production and meet that demand.
So we are both currently operating at between 80 and 90%.
Okay.
So it's a fairly healthy utilization for any business.
Okay.
And as we probably spoke last time, there is a serious shortage of our raw material worldwide. So basically what is stopping us to go beyond 90-92% is nothing but the shortage of this needle coke that we keep talking about.
Okay. Fair call. Important clarifications, Mr. Jhunjhunwala. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking to us. Have a safe flight.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
And congratulations on a good quarter.